Hey everyone, if you're watching the replay, make sure to swipe and share so that we can invite more people to join us. So let me start her up. Wait till some people join. Got some snowflakes today. Thank you for inviting fellas. Hey! I missed you guys. I missed you all, so I wanted to kind of tell you what happened. Hello. Howdy, howdy. So Friday, we were supposed to have this big celebration, right? To kind of congratulate us for completing the Train Your Brain series. And I couldn't get, my job, I had a fundraiser. And excited. You're excited? Hi. I know, right? I feel like I haven't seen you guys in forever. So I had a fundraiser that finally the last pieces of it came in on Friday. So I started working on that and totally lost track of time. I was totally consumed. And then all day Saturday I was doing it. So it was just really, really busy. I know, slacking. It was huge. It was amazing. So greetings. So I have pretty much finished it. I'm waiting for one piece that was on back order and delivering it to our school on Thursday. Life can definitely be busy. Life can definitely be busy. So, all right. So we're still training our brains and we're still training our bodies because we're on the treadmill, and hopefully I can get, did you earn what they wanted? Yes, they did, plus some, which is awesome, right? So we are still, I want to keep the premise of what we do on Chat Mill. I know, they are beautiful, especially when you're giving back. I think that's the biggest thing for me, is that I love to give back to my community, you know, and where I live is not where the fundraiser was held. It's in the neighboring town, which is where I grew up. So there's still some, you know, some connection there. And anyway, wow, am I going to be out of breath today? I pumped it up a little bit faster, but we'll see. All right, first and foremost, I may be having to go to the doctor on Thursday because I have something happening. I've got a hitch in my step. And it's funny because when I'm walking or going up and down the stairs, it's not an issue, which is why I haven't stopped on the treadmill or on the bike. But it's when I turn that it kind of gives out on me, and I think it's my hip, so I'm not sure. And my sister just had a hip replacement. Matter of fact, she's having her other hip replaced in like 6 months. So yeah, not too thrilled about that. 15-minute call if you can find the time today. Oh boy, Xandra. Yeah, send me a message. And you think you broke your foot? Send me a message, Sandra, and we'll try and figure it out, okay? You think you broke your foot playing with your son last night? That's crazy. Crazy, crazy. Did you go to the doctors? I hope so. So I'm not really sure what's happening with it. My sister says that the way that her hip problem started was exactly what I'm describing, and that kind of makes me angry because, and you know what, you'll learn something about me. When I'm sick or when there's something wrong with me, I get angry. I'm not this, oh, woe is me, you know, please coddle me. I'm like, I swear, and I get very upset because I'm like, I cannot effing believe this. I do not want to be sick. Get some crystals. Yeah, it hurts to walk, but not too bad. I thought it would go away. You should go get it x-rayed there, Miss Thing. Neither do I, but you need to go. Because I have a feeling that when I get done this, I'm going to have to call them. So, it's hard to deal with when you're busy, I know. If I can't Zumba tonight, I'll go. I'm thinking you probably won't be doing Zumba. I wish they had that water Zumba around here. Okay. So, one of the, and you know what, to be very honest with you, I still am not 100% convinced I figured maybe this scope would help me determine what we were going to talk about. I truly seem connected with the commitment one, but then something crossed my path this morning in regards to overcoming obstacles, which is something that I'm very well aware of, and I thought maybe they kind of coincide with each other. So I guess what I want to talk about and discuss with you guys is overcoming obstacles. And I've had somewhat of this discussion with you guys when it comes to training your brain and using affirmations in the book that Dana Wilde wrote. It does talk about that, but it's more so focused on the fact that what we think about or what we focus on is what we feel we need to do or overcome, or okay, so hopefully that makes sense. So I guess that whole adage that she wrote, the problem isn't the problem is that we're focusing on the problem. That is a huge testament to obstacles. You know, sometimes an obstacle is physical, and if an obstacle is physical, then you need to find an alternative to overcome that obstacle. But when your obstacle is a mindset, when your obstacle is yourself, when the obstacle is a thought process or a perception, then that becomes something that you need to inherently become very conscious of and very aware of, so that you can change it and no longer focus on the bad aspect of it, but focus on the outcome of what you want. What you think about, you bring about. Yes, that's very true. That's very true. And so that comment goes along with the series that we just finished, right? That we've been doing for a month, and that's training our brains. Brains. All of our brains. I only have one. So the obstacle, and I want to start off, I think, because one of the things that I've always wanted to do, and I'm not sure how it's going to present itself, because I don't read books very often. I love audiobooks. I love watching videos. I'm very much a visual person. And so reading a book to me, I can't sit down and read it, is the problem. I get bored too quickly. One brain, two sides. There you go. Perfect. So I just tend to, and I guess where I'm going with this is I wanted to write a book, but I don't think that's the path for me. At first it was really being drawn to it, but I think it's more the story that I want to share versus the actual writing of a book. Does that make sense? And a lot of stuff I share already on YouTube on my channel, and so I don't know, maybe it needs to be a documentary. I don't know. I was talking to somebody about that the other night. So, okay. I am going to ask you to do me a favor. You either need to share, okay, somebody said this on another scope. You either need to be tapping or typing. And sometimes I like the fact that you're typing so that I know that you're part of the conversation, because I don't want this to be a one-sided thing. Chatmail is not one-sided. Chatmail is interacting and tapping here, okay. Because I think that, yes, you guys are listening, and I understand that, and I get that, and that's cool, but I could be doing this on YouTube and not having the interaction that I could potentially have with you guys, okay? So I love when you guys put comments. I love when you guys ask questions. I know, I feel like I'm talking to myself most days when I'm on here, listening while you work. Okay, so there's not a lot of interaction that you can have, I guess. I don't know. Yay! Hi, Sandra. So does that make sense, you guys? I don't want to be alone here. I know you're listening. I know everybody's listening, and that's the thing. It's great. I'm glad you guys are listening, and that I have something of value to give you, but I don't want to be alone. Washing dishes. Okay, good. So I guess first, let me ask you. Blue hearts are lonely. I know, right? How was your weekend? Did you guys have a good weekend? And was there something on your weekend that you felt was an obstacle? Hey, from Florida. You're driving? You better not be typing anymore then if you're driving. Busy, busy, busy. Oh, I totally forgot about that. I didn't put my name on the lineup, whatever. I actually have a training that I'm doing at 8 o'clock tonight for a team. Getting up Sunday morning. That was an obstacle for you. Great, and yes, going to the gym, made myself, waiting on warmer. Had an awesome vendor event, cool. Daughter's stag and doe, cool. Oh, you so need to, you so need. Aw, thank you. Oh, Jason, I did find you on Smule. Why would you call something Smule? That's just like the worst word to say, Smule. I don't get it. So maybe we can do a, yes, that's what I was gonna say. We could do a duet together, but we need to pick the right song. And I don't know how they do that because Shmule. Do you hear, I'm gonna have to message you, but do you hear the other person saying 75 last week instead of snow and 60 freezing? Your fault. Love your taco song. You guys are funny. All right, so do me a favor, let's swipe and share to get this broadcast out there so that we can get some more people joining us, and let more people know that I'm on. Yes, you hear the other person, most of which are... Oh, my cow is totally right. I know, I listened to some of them. But there are some really good ones on there too. 0 count, but it's okay. It will be better very soon. That is a better, yeah. You know, the remember perfect language? I suppose we could just keep talking about train your brain. Perfect language means that you are looking at the situation as if it's current. So you say that only 0 positive thought. Great job. That was very good because she used a transition statement, right? To go from a 0 party to it's going to get better soon. It helps me not to be so hard on myself. I agree. But maybe change it up a little bit more once you get comfortable with it and say, my parties are now rocking. Kind of a thing, right? Hey, welcome. Blue hearts are lonely. Thanks, Jason. There's some yellow. At least you tried. Absolutely. How come I don't see any purple hearts? Oh yeah, there they are. There's some. Okay, so obstacle story analogy by EdieAnne. Your parties rock even when nobody shows. That's awesome. How about even when nobody shows, your party rocks? Because you always want to end on a positive note. Okay. Obstacle, did we? Okay, wait a minute. And now I have to think about this because I may have already talked about the pothole scenario. Did we talk about the pothole scenario? Someone tell me. I did. Okay. So I guess we don't have anything to talk about today because that's what I was going to talk about. I gotta figure. I have to get a more solid topic in my head, and maybe it has to be from a book because I find that if I'm using a book, we can kind of guide our talks. Maybe we just want to come on here and chat about just about anything. It doesn't have to be necessarily anything specific. What do you think? Want to chat about anything? Give me a 1. Want to chat about something specific? Give me a 2. What happened to our comfort zone? That was a good one too. I stepped in Shmuel. So 1, talk about anything. 2, talk about something specific. I'm plowing through those potholes. I love typos. 1, and then we might find a topic. Everybody's saying 1. Terry's got a 2 up there. Something specific. Anybody else want to chime in? 1 for any, 3. I didn't give you an option for 3. You smart aleck. Obstacles. 2. Something specific. You're so fun being random. I am kind of random. That I will admit. I know you're just kidding. 1, 1, 1, 1. All right, well, you know what? Let's do this. Let's be random. And if the topic comes up, then we'll talk about it, right? And I like the idea from a book too. And so today it's not going to happen because I don't have a book. I need to get a book. And I have one in mind that I would like to talk about. It kind of coincides with what we just finished. So yeah. Could switch every other day. We could do that too. I just know that I need to make sure that I'm motivated by our topic. I know that sounds selfish, but if there's no motivation for me to talk about something, then I won't come on the treadmill, and I don't want that to happen, right? So I want to make sure that not at all, right? Because this is important for me to stay in my exercise mode. I did not do the treadmill on Friday. Did we? Yes, we had Thursday. So I had Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I did not do any exercise at all, but my little hitch in my step was bugging me too, so I'm not sure if that might have had something to do with it. Thank you for inviting followers. See, when we don't have a topic though, this is what happens. I kind of sit here if you guys aren't, hi, if you guys aren't saying stuff. Hey, Missy. So, okay. So I guess we'll just do random stuff. Maybe a topic will come up. Comfort zone is a good one. That's all about mindset too. So getting out of your comfort zone and getting through obstacles are kind of the same thing, right? Because the reason we don't go through the obstacle is because it's out of our comfort zone. Does that make sense? That's kind of one and the same. I'm making a big comfort zone is good, yeah. Fear of both, exactly. The fundraiser video, those were live on Facebook. I'm actually putting a compilation together for YouTube while we speak. So that's up there chugging along right now. Yeah, comfort zones can be a little tough, but I want to say that good to get out of. Yep. Your most exhilarating experiences happen outside of your comfort zone. And one of the things that I like to say is that it's not a comfort zone. Your comfort zone is kind of actually a place of fear because you stay in it because of fear. So I call it my anxiety zone. And when I'm out of the anxiety zone, that's when things are brought to light. That's when really exciting stuff happens. So my perspective, right, is kind of that. I mean, I'm on my treadmill at my house, not at the gym. So yeah, I mean, how do you find a way to branch out of your comfort zone to build your business? You got to start. Oh, I am. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. Yeah, I know. We do that a lot, right? We kind of put our foot in, put our foot out. It's... Okay, hold on. I'm either fat or I look good, so your dream is what drives you. Yeah, your why is what drives you. You know, getting out of your comfort zone really... Okay, thanks, Jason. Love that you have my back. I'm either fat or good looking, so one or the other, I don't care. Stuff like, and you know what, guys? The other night, it was getting, when they're attacking me, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. But when they start just like the sex bots and stuff like that, that's what I cannot stand. And the swearing. You're positive, and that's why I'm here. Aw, I love you. Okay, so getting outside of your comfort zone, I know, is totally going to start with your mindset. I know. Right? Oh, Jason, that was good. Oh, okay. Whew. That was funny. Okay. So, your comfort zone is going to start with your thought process. So if you think that something outside of your comfort zone is scary, that's because you've perceived it to be. It's only a thought that you're giving it, and it's a thought based on unknowledge because you haven't technically done it. Yeah, when you think you can't, you're not going to. And so the thing is the funny thing about perception is that you are scared that something's going to happen to you, right? That's usually why we don't do something. But we're only going by what potentially something happened to somebody else. So it's not your true perception of an actuality or an actual event because you haven't experienced it yet. Now, I'm not talking about jumping off a bridge. If somebody jumps off a bridge, they die. That's a perception you can keep, right? What I mean is that you're afraid to do something because of the unknown. And that's typical, right? We're afraid to do things because we don't know what could happen. Yeah, right? So we need to just change our perception and say, you know what? So what if that happened to somebody else? Maybe they failed because they didn't put the same effort that I'm going to put into it. If you try, you at least have chance of success. If you don't try, you sure fail. That's right. That's true. You know? And that can be the hokey pokey dance, you know, when we're putting that one foot out to go ahead and test the waters. But if you put your foot out in a state of fear, you're likely going to fail. Okay? If you're not using that fear as energy to propel you forward. Does that make sense? Because fear can be a huge turbo boost. Fear can be a huge turbo boost, but you got to use it in that respect. You can't let it hinder what you are trying. I'm fixing to jump and go part-time, so I can give even more effort. Scary, but exciting, right? And you know what? Fear can be a pusher, yes. So, you know, when you're looking at a situation like that, it's unknown to you, so it's fearful because you don't know what's going to happen a year down the road, right? But if you put your mind and thought process and focus on what you do want, then I guess there's really not going to be any problems, right? Because the problem isn't the problem is that you're focusing on the problem. Bam! You have to work to the end of hokey pokey. Put your whole self in. Yes! Thank you for that analogy. Focus on the reward, not how hard it will be to get there. You know why, Jace? Because a lot of times, you know, like for me with doing this, the reason I didn't do it is because, one, I didn't like exercise. And part of that was because I felt it was too hard. I felt that I would fail. After 3 weeks, I would stop, right? So those are all of those things that are going through my head. Until now, I'm on this, and I find this so much fun to be with you guys because I found a way around my obstacle. Does that make sense? So I'm having a blast. And a lot of times I'll look at the time and I'll be like, holy cow, there's already been 30 minutes that have gone by, right? So when you find your way around that obstacle to get out of your comfort zone, some pretty amazing things happen, right? I wouldn't have met you guys if this hadn't happened for me, if I hadn't pushed myself to say, okay, Edie, we got to do this. There's no excuse you can't get around. It's absolutely true. Might be a little hard at times, and that's okay, because that's where our strength gets built. That's where our character gets built, right? And I've said this before, God does not give us the experiences that we have in our lives, or God, let me rephrase that. God does give us the experiences that we have in our lives, whether they are good experiences or bad, so that we can become His best teachers. I believe that. And you know what? 15 years ago, if you would have said that to me, I'd have been like, yeah, okay, whatever. We don't lose. We win or we learn. Absolutely. Wow, I was having a hard time reading that. Maybe it's because everything's bouncing. Yeah, that's true, right? So our experiences, I mean, I look back at my relationships that I've had in the past, and granted, they've not been good, right? And a lot of that was brought on by me because of the mindset that I had. I was so eager to get out of town, to prove my parents wrong, that I could do this on my own. But there was a driving force that was na rather than I got this, right? And so there was a lot of good things that happened, but there was also a lot of bad things that happened. And that I allowed myself to do because I was trying to prove myself, right? Because I didn't feel like I had proved myself as a child. It was never enough, right? So what happens is I look at those relationships now and I think I really don't regret any of it. Because honestly, I'm the person that was able to get through it. I'm the person that was able to allow those things to happen, but yet to come out of them a much stronger person. I don't know what are you saying? Yes, Daddy, push it. I don't get that. Are you being stupid? Because if you are, I don't have a problem ignoring you or blocking you. One more time. Yeah, it is. It's exactly. Oh, no, don't. Okay, well, be good. Behave yourself. Yeah, it definitely is what I have become. It's who I've become. All of those obstacles that we went through, it's made us very strong. And I look at my kids today, and they went through some of that too, right? Because of me. Okay, really, just stop talking then. You don't need to be, I don't know. I might block you anyway. I feel that my kids had to go through a lot of stuff because of you're not bringing value to this conversation, so bye-bye. I mean, he wasn't being rude. It was just being obnoxious. So, anyway. Gone. Oh. So, right. I am who I am because I went through those things. Oh, I was talking about my kids. So, my kids kind of went through a lot of stuff, right? Because of me. Because I brought them through that stuff. And you always wonder what is going to happen. You know, are they going to go down the wrong path? Are they going to make the wrong choices? And of course, we can't control our kids. We can only guide them as much as we can guide them and pray that they make the right decisions and they make the right choices and stuff, right? But I look at my kids and I am so grateful, like so grateful that they have turned out the way that they did and that they actually went through all of those things, because I just feel like they too benefited from the learning process, from knowing how to react in certain situations, making better choices because of seeing choices not being made well, right? So I'm so grateful that my kids are as beautiful and as amazing as they are. It blows my mind. And I even look at the relationship between my son and daughter, and my daughter craved my son's attention. Yes, kids learn watching us, good and bad. You're right. My daughter craved my son's attention when they were growing up, and he could have cared less about her. And now he's my grandson's best friend. He gets along with his sister. They see each other almost every day. I mean, it's just a blessing. I'm so grateful for that. But you know what? Part of that comes from the end result. The acknowledgement of being able to, because I think half of the stuff that happened, I know. He is. Half of the stuff that happened was because I wasn't coming out of my comfort zone. My kids are finally close now that the oldest is gone. Yeah, I think that kind of comes with age too, which is a blessing. But you know, I just think that I stayed where I was because I wasn't ready to come out of that comfort zone, which is not comfort at all. It's anxiety driven because you're always wanting to go outside the comfort zone, but you don't. So you're constantly filled with anxiety. Right? Does that make sense? Yes. You either are tapping or typing. Tapping or typing. Tapping or typing. How long have we been on here? See? 30 minutes has already passed. You guys rock. I love my chat mill friends. Alright, well, I don't know if I brought any value to you guys today. If I did, good. I'm glad I did. Because there was no specific topic that we were talking about. You rock. I'm still sitting here. Yeah, you are. Not long enough. What do you suggest for someone who doesn't get out of the house much? Like me? I don't get out of the house much. In what regards? Getting out of your comfort zone? Depends what you're finding your anxiety from, right? What are you pulling? I know, I should go faster. No, because then I have to jog, and right now my hip won't handle that. I might, when I hang up, I go faster, but not while I'm on here, so it wouldn't be pretty. So what was I gonna say? Yeah, getting out of your comfort zone when you're at your house all the time, you need to figure out what is that anxiety that's holding you back. Is it because you don't want to go out? Or is it because you're fearful of going out? Right? So you've got to figure that out. And then go from there and then talk to yourself and say, okay, well, what do I want to focus on? You're home with the kids. Okay. So it's not a choice. It's not something that's keeping you anxious. It's okay. Be okay with it. Be okay with being home with the kids. I was afraid and push yourself to do it. It's getting easier. Yeah, getting easier and easier every day. Every day. Right? All right. I gotta crank it up a little bit and then go back upstairs and get some work done. Every step is further away from the comfort zone. All right, homeschool with 3. Trying to find ways still. So you want to get out, but you can't, is what you're saying. Yeah. If you focus on what it is that you're wanting, and that's getting out of the house, and visualizing certain things, the pathways will start focusing on that, and you'll start heading in that way, and things will start to manifest in your life that will get you out. Maybe a car will show up, or you'll get rides, or there'll be something specific that shows up in your life that will help you get out of the house. Okay? All right, you guys, I love you all. Thank you again. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Bye. I might sing. See, I haven't left yet. I'm reading your comments. I might go. You have to sign up for it. But I'm probably going to go watch, that's for sure. All right, bye.